people that you ever did see. Younger than springtime or a newborn baby. And the show is gonna surely make you shout. Yes, ma'am. We're talking about 5 questions with James and Jam. Yeah, that's it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yes, hello everyone. It's 5 Questions with James and Jam. I am John Andrew Morrison, known as Jam, and this marvelous, scintillating, glorious wonder of a human being is...
Tempest Bledsoe. Have I ever been her?
Oh, I don't know if you have,
So
but
I'm going to go with Tempest Bledsoe.
Tempest Bledsoe, otherwise known as...
James Jackson Jr.
We're really excited. We have the magnificent, the wonderful, the glorious team known as Lewberger here with us today. So let's get right into it, shall we, ladies and gentlemen?
Bring them on in.
All right. Hooray!
Yay!
It's
Hey!
Lewberger. How are you all doing today?
You did that very well.
You know, hey, technical genius here. But how are you all doing today? Where are you? Where in the world are you all right now?
We're all in Los Angeles. We're making our cast album for The Wizard of Friendship. So we're all here, just been going in and out of studio sessions. So we're all doing good. Or I'm doing good. I think you guys are doing well too.
We're doing great. Yeah,
all right,
it's busy with everything, but otherwise we're all good.
Fabulous.
Oh, I love that.
Now, Alex, you're in a photo studio. Are you taking some model shots? What are you doing?
No, this is just my home office that's always in a state of self-tape disarray.
Yeah.
Between my wife and I, we're always taping for jobs that we're ultimately probably not going to get. And so we just always leave the lights up.
Welcome to the last 3 years of everyone's life.
That is the job, Alex.
Yeah.
That's
right. That's right. They pay me to set this up every day.
That's true. And then, Hughie, so you're in your apartment. Well, yes, where is everybody physically right now? Are you all in your apartments, your office? Where are y'all?
Yeah, I'm in my apartment, which is also my studio. I live here with my wife and all my musical instruments.
All right, please tell her hello. We got to meet her when you all came to the show. She's lovely, as is your wife, Alex. I don't think we got to meet your wife, Keith. I don't think
you got to meet Becky. Yeah. She had a different schedule, but she did come see the show, and she loved it.
Yeah.
All right. And you're in your dressing room, getting ready to.
Well, I'm in what is affectionately called Grammy's kitchen, which is where Lewberger typically rehearses. We're cooking up Grammys, we like to say. We haven't gotten
I love that.
but we're still cooking. And I also live with a lot of Hughie's instruments as well as my instruments. But over here, we've got
right
a
behind
whole pile of brass
God.
instruments. There's a trombone. There's 2 French horns in here, a trumpet, and a euphonium, and then there's keyboards and cases for all those things, or microphones for touring. A lot of the
It's
gear
hard.
is here.
It's hard working with Mozart.
It is.
That's amazing.
Well, shall we get into the 5 questions, because it is called 5 Questions with James.
It is. I mean, the first thing is not even really a question. It's very basic bitch question, because it was something I just wanted to know. Of where did you all meet?
Alex, you want to take it away?
Sure. Like a great Alex question right here.
Okay.
Well, so there were sort of 2 factions of how Lewberger met. The first one being when Keith and I met. We met in 2014 at a networking barbecue.
Oh.
Those things exist.
They exist, and we're probably the only lasting relationship that's ever been formed out of a networking event.
Yeah. It actually, sometimes they work, apparently. It's amazing.
Yeah, they network.
What like networking just in the business, in the industry?
Yeah, it was an informal barbecue that invited a lot of different YouTube people at the time. I was working at BuzzFeed at that time, and BuzzFeed was hosting it, and they invited people like Rhett and Link and other bigger YouTubers and smaller YouTubers. And Alex and I met because someone introduced us, being like, "You both like comedy music. You should talk." And we were like, great, yeah. And I was looking for a writing partner, and Alex was looking for a writing partner. So it made perfect sense. We did a couple shows together. It gelled really well. And then a couple of years, I guess a year and a half later, we wanted to add a piano into the mix just to fill out our sound to be bigger. And we found someone. And before we even actually rehearsed with them for a show, they said, oh, I can't make that show. I'm going to set you up with a sub. He's really great. You'll love him.
Wow.
And Hughie was that sub. And then we got back to that other guy, and we were like, you know what? Hughie.
I had been at the Second City. I was music directing at the Second City and doing the whole thing. And so there were at the time in LA, there were 11 piano players who did comedy shows. So we just all subbed for each other and whatever. And then, they just, I had actually heard about these guys from someone else who sort of tried to set me up. And so it had been sort of a long time coming for us to meet. And then the first day we actually met, Alex and I rehearsed. I think Keith was working. So Alex and I just ran through all the songs, and we had a beautiful bro moment.
So what happened was I had just literally the day before ended a 4-year relationship.
Oy.
And I just I needed a bud.
A little bit.
We go through all the Lewberger
I just need
songs.
a friend.
Yeah, we go through the Lewberger songs. Hughie gets him down. I was like, okay, great. My hand's on the doorknob, and I go, can I just talk to you for a minute? And then we talked for probably an hour and a half just about relationships and Hughie, without missing a beat when I said that, was like, talk to me, bro.
Oh, that's how you know.
It clicked.
It
clicked.
Well, you know what? I'm just wondering now. This wasn't one of our 5 questions, but I'm going to go there, right? I'm going to be a rebel. What is it about? What is it about comedy? Why comedy? Why what was it about comedy that what drew you all to comedy?
I'll tell you what drew me to comedy, which is I have a degree. I have a bachelor's of music and songwriting from Berklee College of Music in Boston, and I came out to LA. Yeah. I came out to LA to be a songwriter and be a performer. And then I realized there weren't a lot of jobs for songwriters and performers. And then I was working at a summer camp, and then I got invited to play piano for an improv group. And then a year and a half later, I was at the Second City, and I was like, wow, comedy needs piano players. Maybe I should dedicate my life to this.
Right.
And I just always, I'm Jewish. We're all funny. So just always everyone in my family's funny. We're all funny. I was like, oh, you can put these two things together and have a career out of it. So that's more or less how it happened for me.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
For me, I think it was a combination of two things: being an enormous fan of Weird Al and Tenacious D, but also I grew up a musical theater kid, and I was always cast as either the funny character or my favorite shows were. I love Avenue Q. I love Book of Mormon. I love Bat Boy. Just all the weird kind of funny, musicals. And so growing up, and even to this day, I've just always loved comedy music in that regard as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, very similar to these guys. I grew up listening to comedy music. I thought that was the best. I loved singing. I loved playing instruments. I love performing in anything that I could get into, which I grew up in very rural Tennessee. So all my first 15 theatrical productions were church plays. And I was in other churches' church plays. I was like, hire me out. Let me in the gig. I need somewhere to perform. There's nowhere to perform here other than at churches.
At the church.
So, and then I would later play with my brass quintet at churches. And those are the only theaters in Carthage, Tennessee. I moved away and then lived in Chicago for a while. Did a lot of improv. Always looked up to people like Wayne Brady, Weird Al, Flight of the Conchords, Tim Minchin. Just great, intelligent,
so
funny musicians.
There's this thing where it's you were looking for, because our next question is kind of about collaboration and how does it work, because we're always fascinated not just how someone does something but how people do things together. But it seems like you were always attracted to doing things. Improv terrifies me.
Me too. My
I
God.
get I just said the word and my ankles are sweating.
Oh
no! But yet I love working with people, like trying to figure out the rhythms that someone else has. And that's the only way you can do the thing you do at all, is you have to do it with someone else. So, but you seem to have been, like, all three of you were interested in doing things with people out the gate, and then you find each other. It's like, what collaboration's like really important. It's what it sounds like to me, to each of you.
Yeah, I think when you're performing and you're in musicals, you get this too. It's wonderful to have other people with you, both because you cover for one another when you make mistakes, but you also get to celebrate your wins with a guaranteed cast of other people excited to win. We also tour, and the other people who tour like us would be stand-up comics, and they're alone. And that's, I think, the hardest, because you go from playing a show for 300 people where everyone's praising you and you're getting all this affection and energy, and then you get in your car and you drive to a Holiday Inn. No one knows who you are, and you sit alone with all of that excitement and energy and no one to share it with, or maybe you had a bad show, you have no one to commiserate with. And for us, I think we all have a lot of friends in general in life. We just like having friends, and to be able, and also we were talking earlier that we don't have any friends at this point that we don't also do work with, just because
the overlap is huge.
The overlap and the time allotted is sort of like, well, I kind of got to combine this with my career, or else I can't really budget it.
Yeah. So how does collaboration work in Lewberger? Is there a hierarchy, or is it like majority rules, or like how does someone bring an idea and then you all feed into it, or is it all of the above? Like,
how does walk us through that? What is that like for a new joke or a new song or a new bit?
It is sort of all of the above, in the sense of like we'll write songs in a lot of ways. Like there's, I think for The Wizard of Friendship, there's like 3 songs that Keith wrote the lyrics to on a plane, and then, brought it to us. And then usually if someone brings in a full song, it'll be like, hey, we'll present the song to the group. And then we'll all sort of pitch jokes or pitch things to, tighten it up or lose stuff, whatever the case may be. We do have some songs that we'll just all create together around the piano, but more often than not, someone's like, I have this idea, and I have like either a full song or a verse and a chorus, and then we'll bring it out. And then as far as the music goes, like we'll pretty much sit around the piano or the guitar. Alex is a great guitar player, and just sort of like bust out whatever the chordal structure may be, and this and that. And now we're working in the studio on The Wizard of Friendship. So there's a lot of tracks that I've sort of produced to a certain point, but now we're bringing them to another like excellent expert producer engineer, and he's sort of taking them like the rest of the way forward. And even for some of the songs we did for The Wizard of Friendship, like we got in there, and then Keith is a great French horn player. We just put the microphone up and we're like, okay, Keith, play some French horn parts. And now that he's done that, I'm like writing other parts, for other instruments and stuff like that. And it's a very collaborative group.
That's wonderful. And also it's kind of like it's like you celebrate each other's stuff. Like you're like, you can do this and you can do that. I saw something on your Instagram where like, Alex, you were tap dancing in the studio or something. So I feel like you were like, you can tap dance, put that on the album.
That is a lot of how we operate. I mean, that's how we started having Keith implement his French horn into the show. Keith studied French horn in college. He was it a major?
You were that guy.
I was a French horn performance major, but then I switched it to a minor to do theater, because you can't be in 2 matinees at the same time. And concerts,
and they won't let you carry that French horn on stage during Guys and Dolls.
But you can carry a French horn on stage during the Lewberger show.
Yes, you can.
But I would say that our upcoming show, The Wizard of Friendship, is, and even our touring show in general, is everything we can do as performers. How can we get in on that stage? Like we're awesome. We're playing every little tiny toy instrument that we can play. Like I'm playing instruments I'm not that good at, but I can play the trombone fine. So I'll play the trombone fine for a second. Like everything we can do, we are doing.
Yeah, I'm not like an expert tap dancer, by the way. Let's just clear it up.
Not yet.
Very fine at it.
That's so wonderful. I can only do things on my right foot, which is why musical theater has been so hard for me.
Just the Broadway nominated actor.
Right.
Tony nominated actor.
Literally Tony nominated can't tap dance.
Can't tap on the left foot. Can tap on the right. Can't tap on the left.
Wow.
That's really fun.
Keith, I have a very important question
yes,
for you.
This is Jam's very important question.
It's so important. You have, Keith, a very large mouth. Talk to us about big spoons and sauces and where you learned to do all of these things with your mouth.
Now, when he brought this to me, I did not know where he was going or from whence he came. And then I saw some footage of things.
I was like, see? What about this? Look at
big
that.
spoons and sauces.
Yeah.
I need to know things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, genetically, I was just blessed with a big old mouth. But I would say I was the third boy in a family of just 3 boys. So when dinner came, it was sort of like a race. If you wanted seconds, you had to finish firsts. You know, like, so it was always like I grew like crazy too. I'm very tall, and I got to 6'3" at like 14 or 15. I just got really big. So I grew so fast, I have stretch marks on my knees from growing too fast. So I was just consuming food at a really high amount. And then I also was very active and always, being goofy. And I learned to juggle as a kid. Again, rural Tennessee, nothing to do. So I had to entertain myself. And to do
juggling and
a lot of energy. So I ate a lot. Oh yeah. And then now, like, I love performing, but I really do love food. I eat a lot of food. I have a lot of thoughts on food. So I've, started doing the Eat the Menu show, and it came from even like I used to tour with an improv group, and I had a blog that was a fast food blog where I was trying to eat every single fast food item ever and review it over time. Because when we go to fast food restaurants, we all order the same thing. You order the thing that you like. So you never venture outside of your comfort zone in fast food. And nobody has. And I was like, oh, nobody's made a thing about this. So I made that series, and that series made a lot of people interested. And I'm like, well, I don't really want people to go eat fast food. If they're going to take my advice, I should make something good. So I make the hot sauce. Hot sauce is great. It's all made in Vermont by a sweet woman named Claire. It's all locally sourced. It's a very nice sort of small batch process. It helps, farmers in Vermont and this small hot sauce company. And it's really fun, and I get to have my face on it, which makes me laugh to no end. And and then I just did a TikTok once. The big spoon came from sometimes there's not enough leftovers to save, and you feel bad throwing it out. So I just chose to make myself the garbage can, and I will shove the last bit of food in my mouth for a TikTok. And people liked it, so I was like, oh, I guess I'll do this again.
That's very, very.
It makes total sense to me now.
Yeah,
it makes total sense.
And Alex, speaking of things that have been in Keith's mouth,
I'm a thing that's been in Keith's mouth.
This was the next thing we discovered.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. 2 questions. First, scale of 1 to 10. How soft are Keith's lips? And and the second, are you the triple threat of the group?
Wow. How soft are Keith? Keith has some supple lips.
Oh, all right, Keith.
I mean, just take a look at him. Like it's
a lot of lip. It's a lot of lip.
They're big lips. There's a lot of lip here to go around.
Yeah.
You can get lost in them.
So that was a journey. It looked like.
That's wonderful.
But I often have stubble, so I don't know if it's a comfortable kiss.
Interesting. The Disney princess kiss has been such a journey for me. Because when we first used to do it, I would like be very giggly. I'd be like,
right.
I'm doing this. Ooh.
Right.
And now it's just like I've probably kissed Keith more than I've kissed my wife. So but it is, anytime Keith's got like a little, facial hair going, that's always like, it's just a nice
like, oh, this
little,
one's gonna hurt.
hello.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
It's definitely.
I can't wait for our game. I have the perfect game for you later.
Oh my goodness.
Am I the triple threat of Lewberger? I don't.
The tap dancing was what
yes,
was on my
you
mind.
can sing. He's a quadruple threat. He can sing, he can dance, he can act, and he's hot.
Ooh,
You're all the things.
You're the quadruple threat of Lewberger, bro.
His whole model setup behind him.
Well, yes, exactly. No, I
know you're taking thirst traps. Come on.
Careful, he's going to try to sell you on Equinox in a second. He's ready to talk about Equinox at any chance.
I love the ropes and rowers class.
I took one.
It's good, right?
It's actually kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's hard, but it's good.
It's very hard. Yeah, and I almost had to call out of the show the next day. But the class was great. But I almost couldn't make it to the theater.
Because you just were so sore? What happened?
I thought half of me was broken. I really thought my entire upper body was just done. I was moving in ways that this doesn't do anything.
All those little muscles that you don't realize you have. Yeah, those are
on the under boob area.
Yeah,
that thing. Yeah, was a really tough thing for me. But I've only done it once, so.
Fantastic. But I feel like, so Alex, did we finish asking you your question? What I enjoyed about your Instagram was seeing you do Thoroughly Modern Millie, seeing you in Annie. So tell me about some of your favorite triumphs on the musical theater stage.
I mean, Salesman 3 and Music Man when I was 7 was... people at Canoga Park Elementary School were talking about that one for years afterwards.
Yeah.
The way I talked about the Model T Ford made the trouble, made the people want to go, want to get. People loved that. I had a really phenomenal term at the Calabasas High School production of Urinetown, where I played Old Man Strong, and I insisted, if for those who don't remember how Urinetown goes, Old Man Strong meets his demise when he urinates on a wall. And I insisted that we find a way to make actual urine come from not actual urine, but water come from my pants. So I and my dad designed a water pouch that I could have in my chest, made out of one of those catheters, for people in the hospital with the pouch and stuff.
An IV, right?
An IV. That's the one.
Bag, that's a real way to get some real pee.
A catheter would have been very method.
Yes. Yeah. No, this was water. And the way I did it was, and this just goes to show you my acting prowess meeting with my sort of craftsmanship.
Yes.
I would press on the pouch to make the pee splash out against the wall. And then Miss Pennywise had to come and take me down to Urinetown. So
wow.
Look at you. You're creating drama and catharsis and doing all of the wonderful things that we love so much in the theater.
It truly is.
Because Keith is making this video for the Try Guys right now about our process of making this off-Broadway show. And so he asked that I go back and try to find a bunch of clips of me doing musical theater when I was a kid and stuff. So I've been revisiting all that and watching. It's very fun.
James, did you want Alex to do something?
I wanted to see the time step.
The time step. Oh,
I can't do one, so I'm fascinated by anyone who can even fake it.
All right. Look, first of all, I'm in the worst pajamas right now.
Yay! That's how we're gonna get viewers.
Those are the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life.
If you move anyway, we're going to get banned from all social media.
So the reason I have these is because
What?
It is afternoon. You'll be wearing those pants afternoon.
I didn't think my pants were going to be revealed in this.
You always have to be ready.
Well, I've learned my lesson. I see, when I first got these like 6 years ago, I was like, I'm going to get some pajamas that look like jeans so that when I go to the market across the street, people will think I'm just wearing jeans.
Wow. What have we learned? What have we learned?
We learned that was a bad decision.
Yep.
They can see your religion, Alex.
Oh my God. So do you still want to see the time step?
I'm going to have to see the time step.
I mean, I think you're going to have to try it.
I mean,
it's going to be...
I also need a pair of these pants.
Oh, the Janamas are good.
I would wear these.
All right.
Are we seeing actual like religion here? What's going on?
No, there is no religion. I will say amen, but there is no religion.
I'm also like only looking at
wow.
Wait, do it again.
I'm like not paying attention to the hands. I'm like, all right, are we going to see his legs pop around or what?
When I did the time step, I was very much like, okay, don't move your dick. Don't move your dick. Don't move your dick.
Oh, if I had a nickel.
God, you know, Instagram, TikTok, and OnlyFans. We're conquering all platforms. Oh my God!
Wow!
Thank you.
That was only a double time step. I can't do a triple time step.
I mean,
I can't do a single.
Look, it would be too thrilling for the audience if we did that. Hughie, our darling, wonderful, glorious love, with the long, lustrous locks. Please tell us about your charity work. You have a foundation that you work with and that you started. Please tell us everything about it.
I have a nonprofit. It's called the Arts Project Syracuse. And I'm from 315. I'm from a suburb of Syracuse. So Syracuse is here. I grew up right here in Onondaga County. Everybody from Onondaga County says they're from Syracuse, but we're not all from Syracuse. So Syracuse, in 2021, I think it was 42% of children were living in poverty. In 2016, Syracuse had the highest rate of concentrated poverty among Black and Hispanic communities in the whole country.
Wow.
So, and people don't really know because they think Syracuse University or they think of the suburbs where I grew up, and you know, there's money there, but it's just not in the city, and it's really sort of messed up. So I've always stayed involved with Syracuse and the community. I grew up playing like in bands and stuff, and so a lot of what I credit my ability to see my life in the arts to is growing up in a place like Syracuse, where there were lots of places for me to play music and have opportunities to live an artistic life. So once I left Syracuse and moved out to LA and really started to understand what was going on in the city, I wanted to create a way to make tangible change there. We did like a music video project called Welcome to Syracuse 2018, and that was really cool. We got the whole city involved and made songs and did this really cool project. But then really what happened was my brother Avery, who, similarly to what Keith was saying, my brother Avery, who lives less than a mile away, who also, we have a creative agency together. We started this nonprofit together. Like, we do a lot of stuff because we see each other all the time. We're like, we should do this too. So we have it's now officially a 501c3 as of a couple months ago. And what we do is it was so much harder.
Yeah.
This whole process has been way harder to do than I ever thought it would be. But we have a teacher that goes into the Boys and Girls Club in Syracuse, and she goes in twice a week, and she does arts education with the kids. And we actually just received a grant that will ensure that she's going to be able to provide this experience for the kids for the whole next year. So we're really excited about that. And then we had other organizations giving us like math books, and we've done clothing drives. We've done arts project drives. We've had, special guests come in. We did a culture fest. So it's really awesome. And we go there and, we get to watch these kids grow up and give them access to arts education that they might not have otherwise had.
That is fantastic. And we'll put the website so people can donate.
For sure.
But that's awesome, Hughie. Yeah. All righty. Well, those are our 5 questions.
Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't even feel like
fun. I mean,
fun.
it's time to play a game.
I believe
it might mean it's time to play the newest game.
Before we play the game, can I explain the pajamas?
Alex, you
already did.
We've already moved on. I
know, but
I want to hear this. I
would love an explanation.
I'm the type of guy that when I'm home, I wear pajamas. It's not. I wasn't sleeping all day. I have been working today.
Same.
I'm at home. I don't want to wear.
I had to put clothes on, but I've been up doing things. This is what I came up with. But I've been up doing things. I talked to Jam at like noon, and he was like, "How are you up already?"
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Oh my god. So these are what you would call your inside clothes. My niece is very specific. She has her inside clothes. She has her going to the market clothes. She has her going out. Like she has very specific outfits.
And the inside clothes and the going to the market clothes, they can overlap. The market is just an extension of your home.
No, my niece and you would not get along then. She'd be like, no, these are outside clothes. These are inside clothes. What are you doing?
Wow.
So Lewberger, it is now time to play Stinky Mouth, Sloppy Mouth. And this is how Stinky Mouth, Sloppy Mouth works.
Okay. I'm very excited. The name is great. I'm dialed in. I'm so ready.
You have to perform a passionate kiss with someone on the stage. And they either have a slightly stinky mouth, maybe they've enjoyed the tuna fish a little bit too much, or B, their mouth is fresh, but it has a lot of excessive saliva. It's just everywhere.
I'm so ready.
Lewberger, you have to pick. Which would you prefer, stinky mouth or sloppy mouth? Let's hear your answers.
This is a no-brainer for me. Saliva disgusts me. Fluid from the face is like one of the grossest things to me. I would rather
face fluid.
So, Hughie, you're going with stinky mouth.
That would be my choice.
Oh, you're out of your mind, dude. I'm sloppy mouth all the way.
Why, please?
Because I am disgusted by bad smells. I really can't stand bad smells. The way that Hughie is making that face right now, like I've also had bad kisses before with people that have just eaten garlic or tuna, and so it's so like you're not just getting a bad smell, you're getting the air that is coming out of that person as a bad smell.
The fluid that their body created.
Saliva's like I know that it first of all I'm okay being wet in general, but also like saliva is more sanitary to me than like somebody's discarded foodstuffs.
Okay, so as I'm being put here to be the tiebreaker, and I've got a lot to talk through this answer. So I myself have a lot of saliva.
Oh, okay.
When I got my braces put on, they had to have 2 of the saliva like suckers in my mouth, and I held a hair dryer at my mouth to keep my mouth dry enough for them to glue braces to my teeth. It was like there were like 4 people around my 11-year-old head trying to keep my mouth dry enough to fix these teeth.
That's pretty gross.
I'm coming to the table as a sloppy mouth. So what's better? Is it to have a double sloppy mouth where then now we're endangering on like visible slop for the audience or myself? I don't know where this kiss is happening. I'm imagining a stage kiss because that's how often I normally kiss with Lewberger. Or do I have the stinky mouth to avoid the double slop, right? So that's a tricky. But no matter what, there's slop. So I'm kind of like, well, why not just dial up the slop because there's gonna be slop anyway. I am a sloppy mouth, so I think I'm gonna go with sloppy mouth.
Oh my god!
And that concludes
Stinky Mouth,
the game.
Sloppy Mouth.
Thank
you so much. You have proved my point that Stinky Mouth, Sloppy Mouth is a great game.
So, because Sloppy Mouth won, since Sloppy Mouth won, I guess that means Hughie has to receive a sloppy kiss.
Yay!
Or a stinky kiss.
Ooh!
Either one.
Since that's what he likes.
One person,
I think
always the perfect moisture, perfect smell.
Oh,
We'll have to dump a bunch of water on her mouth the next time she kisses us.
And see how that goes.
I would take a swig of water right before the kiss.
Oh my gosh! Stinky
I think
Mouth,
it's
Sloppy
time.
Mouth is great. We're keeping it. We're keeping it, James.
We will keep that footage for sure. But I do think it is time to play our favorite game.
Yes.
Pick a pair of patties.
Yes.
Pick a pair of patties is the title of our game. The title tells you how to play. You will be picking a pair of patties. We will give you a scenario, and the three of you have to choose this pair together. So there will be teamwork and collaboration in this. The scenario that we're going to give you, you have to do a bank heist, a bank robbery. So you need to hire someone to be the heavy, someone to do the give me all your money. And then you have to hire someone to also drive the getaway car.
Mm-hmm.
Your patties to choose from are Broadway's Patti LuPone.
Of course.
Broadway's Patty Murin, who was the star of Frozen on Broadway.
Oh.
And Patti LaBelle, America's
sweetheart.
Now,
Patti LaBelle.
I will say we're fully avoiding Patty Happersburger, my mother, which, is
I was trying to avoid a lawsuit.
Well, let's put Patty, put her in there.
I don't know if she'd be the best candidate. Anyway, but honorable mention.
All right, but Lewberger, pick your pair of patties.
Wait, we got Patti LaBelle
and Patty Murin. Patty Murin. Okay. Very, very lovely.
She's a sweet
Broadway.
Disney princess.
She's a Disney princess. Yeah.
I feel like off the bat, Patti LuPone has to be the heavy.
No, I think Patty Murin. Because let's think about this. Frozen captivated a world. And what was the phrase? Let it go.
Let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your money. Let it
right.
go.
Let it
right.
go.
And the voice, the singing, the belting in that moment freezes people, much like the title of the show, Frozen. So normally someone would say freeze.
Patty Murin is least likely to get pulled over. She's the most likely to get behind the getaway vehicle and just blend in to the rest of traffic. And you're driving the car out of it. You know what I mean? Sure. Patty Murin, she's driving. No one's looking twice at her, respectfully, in the car she's getting as she's driving her getaway.
That is a rare one. No, not many people have chosen her as the getaway driver.
Well, Patti LuPone. I guess a lot of people probably choose Patti LuPone as the heavy, huh? Because I mean, Patti LuPone is making people give up their cell phones from the stage. Like she's naming her pool after how she fucked over Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Or vice versa.
We don't know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, Patti LuPone is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, and what's Patti LuPone's big phrase? Anything goes.
Oh.
So she'll get in there as a bank heister and she will fuck you up because anything goes.
Anything goes.
These are things I've never thought of. Okay.
Yeah, Patti LaBelle, I don't know if I could ask her to do this. I wouldn't feel right.
Well, John Michael, it was when Lyles answered this in our show.
Yeah.
He wanted to protect Patti LaBelle.
So I want her in the car where she's safe. That's what he said.
You can be like the person at home on the headset. Turn right, turn left. And then when he closes the computer, scratches it and runs away.
Now, that is the thing with Patti LuPone is I feel like she's probably a pretty sick driver. Like she probably and you know, you go back to Anything Goes. She's willing to break those traffic laws to get us out of the way of these cops. So maybe that is a good. That's not a bad argument.
Oh my gosh!
Mm-hmm.
Well, Lewberger, what is the consensus? What is Lewberger's answer for this most important question of pick a pair of Patties?
I think Patti LuPone does the robbing, Patty Murin does the driving away, and Patti LaBelle is waiting at the foot massage place to meet us all there.
What do you think, Keith?
I think I can agree with that as long as our foot massage Patty is the person who like parked the switch car days ahead of time.
There we go.
You know, because you have to have a switch. You can't stay in the same car. You got to switch it in a parking garage underground somewhere.
Well played.
And
well played.
I think that is the role that she plays.
Okay.
But yeah, I think they all can get foot massages after. It's going to be a hard day.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. All right, Lewberger, you have been delicious. You've been wonderful. You can find Lewberger Comedy, and at Lewberger on all of the social media sites. Can you tell us what's coming up next for you?
Yes.
We know there's an album, there's an off-Broadway show. Tell us the where, tell us the when.
Alex.
Oh,
me?
Alex.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got our off-Broadway show coming up. We actually have our holiday spectacular coming up next Friday with a very special guest that we are not allowed to announce, but it is very exciting.
It's about as special a guest as you could ever dream of having. So that's coming up in a week. And then our show, which actually is two different shows, our Wizard of Friendship and Lewberger Live in Concert opens February 23rd and runs through March 26th, somewhere near the end of March. So on the weekends, you'll be able to see two different shows. If you see the matinee, you'll see Wizard of Friendship. If you see the night show, you'll actually see a wholly different show, completely different music, Lewberger Live in Concert. So every song that you're missing from Wizard of Friendship, you will get at that other show, which was a little bit built in for our sanity and excitement to have different songs to sing 2 out of our 7 performances. So come see us. It's going to be incredible. It's at Theater Row, and we'll be living in New York. So we're also excited to see you all in person again.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Fantastic.
When is this album coming out?
Probably about the same time as the show, right? Yeah.
Right before the show, sort of to get people excited to see the show, hear the music, and then come see it in person.
All right. So, Lewberger, we end our show with a segment we call One Wish. And this is something I like to try and do. It's never happened. We fail spectacularly at it. But the words are One Wish, and I'd like us to spontaneously, with the lyric One Wish,
it's never going to happen.
Sing a beautiful song. So
Jim has this idea that
it's
you
gonna
can
happen.
sing.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen
over a StreamYard session.
Yep,
and have
it's gonna happen.
Harmony.
It's gonna happen. So I'll count you all in. Oh, wait, Hughie is like, I'm not participating in this.
Certainly.
I'm not participating. What is he doing?
He's getting a guitar.
Getting his accordion. Ah, yes. Okay, perfect. So
maybe this is the thing you've needed.
So I'll count us all in, and spontaneously, and all.
Oh, that's coming through great, Hugh. Perfectly.
Wonderful. Just wonderful.
That already sounds like it's going to work.
Yeah. So gloriously, at the count of 8, we're all going to sing One Wish together. I'm good. 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. And we're gonna sing it beautifully. Okay.
What are we singing?
Just one wish. That's the word. Okay. All right. 5, 6, 7, 8. One wish. Oh my God! It's beautiful. We've
learned a lot.
We did.
The reason we also do one wish is because genies give you 3 wishes, and I don't like genies.
So you get one.
You get one.
You get one lousy wish. All right.
Jam, do you have one wish for the people this week?
I do, because this has been so flipping delightful, and we thought it was going to be like all of 20 minutes. We're well over an hour of chatting with one another.
But we got some wonderful things to use.
Yes. So my one wish for the audience this episode is this. Make new friends.
I was going to say the same thing.
Have a conversation with new friends and have a laugh with a new friend, because this has been wonderful. That is my one wish.
It's our
episode.
One wish. I really was going to say the exact same thing.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Do any of you have one wish for the audience?
Oh, I mean, my one wish is that people, take swings at their goals. Don't be afraid to fail. Take swings. There's something, I think, spectacular in every person, and sometimes we're afraid to explore that part of ourselves. I wish that everyone would take some chances to figure that out.
I love that.
That's
wonderful. Alex, Hughie.
Hugh.
Okay. My one wish for our audience is that we all focus on the things that unify us, and we allow those things to build bridges between us and other people.
I love that too.
I
love it.
My one wish is for everybody to find somebody that makes them as happy as they want to be.
Ooh.
I love it.
I changed my wish. I wish for Alex to have worn different pants today.
Hey!
They're perfect.
They are perfect. We don't wish Alex was wearing different pants. No. Thirst trap Alex. They don't call him that for no reason.
They don't call him that.
Period.
Oh my gosh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've had the delight of chatting with Lewberger.
Yes.
Again, you can find them at lewberger.com, at Lewberger on all of the social media. Go to their website to find out about... lewbergercomedy.com. Look on their site for upcoming information about their off-Broadway show, the album, the holiday show, and it's the clearinghouse for all of their social media and all of the wonderful things that they do. Hughie, Alex, Keith, it has been a delight. It has been a joy.
We thank you very much.
So very much. Right.
Thanks for asking us to do this.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks for
very
coming.
great experience. Thank you so much.
Bye.